I'll start with announcing the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention, which is a flagship event of this ministry and provides for an important platform to engage and connect with overseas Indians. And despite the ongoing COVID pandemic, keeping in view the sentiments of our diaspora, the 16th PBD convention is being organized tomorrow, that is the 9th of January. The event will be held in the virtual format. The theme of the 16th Pravasi Bharatiya Convention is contributing to Atmanirbhar Bharat. The convention will have three segments. It will be inaugurated by PM and there will be a keynote address by the chief guest, Mr. Chandrika Prasad Santoki, President of Suriname. It will be followed by two plenary sessions. The first plenary on the role of diaspora in Atmanirbhar Bharat, which will feature addresses by EM and the Commerce and Industry Minister, while the second plenary is on facing post-COVID challenges, scenario in health, economy, social and international relations, which will be addressed by Minister of Health and Minister of State for External Affairs. Both plenaries will also feature panel discussions where we have invited eminent diaspora experts. Rashtrapati Ji will deliver his valedictory address at the final session to mark this occasion, and the names of Pravasi Bharatiya Samman awardees for 2021 will also be announced. As you know, these awards are conferred on those who select diaspora members to recognize their achievements and honor their contributions in various fields. In the run-up to this PBD convention tomorrow, we had a series of events, and the last of these series of events, which is the fifth event, was held today afternoon, which is the Youth PBD. This Youth PBD was celebrated virtually on the theme bringing together young achievers from India and Indian diaspora. The guest for this event was Ms. Priyanka Radhakrishnan, Minister for Community and Voluntary Sector of New Zealand. So I invite all of you to join the 16th PBD convention virtually tomorrow, and this webcast would be available on the PBD website as well as on the virtual platforms of the ministry, which is on our YouTube channel. So you would also like to see our press release on this for further details. I have a short update on the Vande Bharat mission. The phase 9 of this mission has been made operational since the 1st of January, and this phase would involve operating 1,495 international flights from 24 countries to facilitate the return of an estimated 2.8 lakh people. As of 6th January, 261 of these flights have already been operated, and these flights have facilitated the return of 49,000 people from 19 countries. This brings the total number of people who have been facilitated through different modes of this mission, which is the world's largest repatriation exercise. So since it started in May 2020, the number of people who've come back under this mission are more than 44.7 lakhs. We had earlier provided a detailed brief on the situation on the 1st of January, and we had informed that our embassy in Beijing is continuously following this up with Chinese authorities. Now, by way of further update, what I have is that our ambassador has again personally taken up this issue with the Chinese Vice Foreign Minister, and he has requested for early approval for crew change for the crew members aboard MV Jaganand and MV Anastasia. The ministry is also in regular contact with the Chinese embassy here in Delhi. And in view of China's strict COVID-19 pandemic control and preventive measures, as well as various travel restrictions which are in place, the Chinese authorities have detailed steps which they have outlined to ensure the smooth movement of new crew to China to effect this crew change. And these steps have to be complied by the concerned shipping companies. With regard to the request for exploring alternative modes of crew change at sea, this possibility has also been taken up with the Chinese authorities, and they have indicated that the details for these options are being worked out. We are awaiting these details from the Chinese authorities as of now, and we will continue to remain in touch with them as well as with shipping companies to ensure that the humanitarian needs of the crew are taken care of and crew changes are effected at the earliest. Look, there is understandably interest in many countries to access vaccines from India, which has emerged as the global hub for vaccine manufacturing. And you would know that since the beginning, India has been at the forefront of global efforts in responding to this common fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. And India sees international cooperation in this field, particularly with its neighbors, as its duty. Now, you would be aware that in our neighborhood, we have already provided medicines and other essential supplies. We have also provided training assistance for experts from these countries on vaccine-related issues. As we roll out vaccines, Prime Minister's announcement that India's vaccine production and delivery capacity will be used for the benefit of all humanity in fighting this crisis needs to be noted.